When Ahmad El Ahmed tackled and wrested a gun from an alleged shooter at Bondi Beach, he was simply thinking that he couldn't bear to see people dying, according to his cousin speaking to the BBC. A 43-year-old Muslim man, a fruit seller, a father of 2 young girls, he has now become an international symbol of courage and humanity. His story is the most powerful to emerge from the Bondi Beach tragedy, and it deserves to be told in full. Less than a day after the attack, Al Ahmed remains in a critical but stable condition at St. George Hospital in Sydney, according to reports. Since the attack, the Syrian-born father has catapulted to international fame, with the GoFundMe page raising more than 1.3 million Australian dollars. That's approximately £645,000 or $864,000 as of the publication of this video. The world has responded to his bravery with overwhelming support. Video verified by the BBC appears to show what happened during those critical moments. The footage, which reports say runs under a minute, captured gunfire, panic, and people scattering for safety at the Hanukkah event. One of the gunmen appears to be standing behind a palm tree near a small pedestrian bridge, aiming and shooting his gun towards targets out of sight. The footage has been viewed millions of times around the world. It shows a man in a white shirt, Al Ahmed, moving carefully toward the gunman. His deliberate approach, using available cover, demonstrates remarkable presence of mind under extreme pressure. What he did next would change the outcome of this tragedy. Al Ahmed, who appears to have been hiding behind a parked car, is seen assessing the situation before making his move. Gunshots continued as he closed the distance toward the armed attacker. He used parked vehicles as cover, moving strategically while bullets flew. This was not reckless bravery, it was calculated courage. According to the BBC, Al Ahmed was meeting a friend for coffee in the area when the attack unfolded. He did not hesitate to intervene. An ordinary afternoon became an extraordinary moment of heroism. A fruit seller became a lifesaver. Moments later, Al Ahmed suddenly lunged and tackled the gunman near the car parking area. The footage shows him leaping out at the attacker and bringing him down. A short, violent struggle ensued as Al Ahmed fought to wrest the rifle from the shooter's hands. He succeeded. Al Ahmed managed to take the gun from the attacker, pushed him to the ground, and pointed the weapon towards him, according to the BBC's verification of the footage. The attacker began to retreat back toward the bridge. In those few seconds, Al Ahmed may have saved numerous lives. After disarming the gunman, Al Ahmed demonstrated remarkable composure. He lowered the weapon and raised one hand in the air, appearing to show police that he was not one of the shooters. This critical action prevented any confusion that could have endangered his own life. The disarmed gunman fled across the grass. Al Ahmed secured the weapon before backing away from danger. Soon, sirens sounded as gunfire faded and police flooded the scene. His intervention during the deadly shooting prevented further casualties, according to authorities. The father of the hero bystander spoke to BBC Arabic about what drove his son to act. Ahmed was driven by his sentiment, conscience, and humanity, he said. His son saw the victims, the blood, women, and children lying on the street, and then acted. His father's words revealed the simple humanity behind Al Ahmed's heroism. He did not calculate the risks or consider the odds. He saw suffering and responded. He saw danger and moved toward it. He saw evil and confronted it with his bare hands. Al Ahmed's father provided more details to the BBC about his son's actions. He said his son rushed forward, stopped the gunman, and snatched his weapon. The family said they felt immense pride in their son, who was now in a stable condition and awaiting further treatment for wounds to his shoulder and hand. The father's account confirms what the footage appears to show: a man who did not hesitate when lives were at stake. Al Ahmed's instinct was to protect, not to flee. That instinct saved lives. Speaking from Syria, where Al Ahmed was born and raised, his uncle told BBC Arabic, He made us proud, our village, Syria, all Muslims in the entire world. These words capture something important about this story that transcends borders and religions. A Syrian-born Muslim man risked his life to protect Jewish families celebrating Hanukkah in Australia. His heroism transcends the divisions that politicians and extremists seek to create. His uncle's pride is shared by millions around the world who recognize courage when they see it. Al Ahmed's background adds powerful context to his actions. He came from Syria, a country that has suffered immense violence and conflict over more than a decade. He knows what violence does to families and communities. He has seen what happens when armed men attack civilians. When he saw women and children in danger at Bondi Beach, his instinct was to protect them, regardless of their religion, regardless of the risk to himself. His Syrian experience may have shaped his response. He knew that someone had to act. Australia's Muslim community, numbering over 800,000 people according to census data, has rallied around Al Ahmed as a symbol of their values. Islamic leaders across the country have pointed to his actions as a reflection of Islamic teachings about protecting innocent life. Mosques have offered prayers for his recovery, and community organizations have praised his courage as an example for all Australians. For a community that has often faced scrutiny and suspicion in the wake of violent incidents, Al Ahmed's heroism offers a powerful counter-narrative. He did not stand by while violence unfolded. He ran toward it to save lives. His faith did not prevent him from protecting Jewish families. If anything, his values compelled him to act. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese singled out Al Ahmed at a press conference on Monday, paying tribute to his actions as an example of Australians coming together. Ahmad El Ahmed took the gun off that perpetrator at great risk to himself and suffered serious injury as a result of that, and is currently going through operations today in hospital, Albanese said. The Prime Minister's words reflect the national recognition that Al Ahmed's courage deserves. Albanese also said on Sunday, "We have seen Australians today run towards danger in order to help others. These Australians are heroes, and their bravery has saved lives." The Prime Minister's praise was unequivocal. In a moment of national tragedy, Al Ahmed provided a story of hope. His actions demonstrated that Australia is stronger than those who attack it, because ordinary Australians like Al Ahmed will stand up against evil. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns visited Al Ahmed in hospital and posted on Instagram praising the real-life hero. Last night, his incredible bravery no doubt saved countless lives when he disarmed a terrorist at enormous personal risk, Minns wrote. The Premier described the attacker as a terrorist in his statement. There is no doubt that more lives would have been lost if not for Al Ahmed's selfless courage. The Premier's hospital visit was a powerful gesture. It demonstrated that Australia's leaders recognize and honor those who protect their communities, regardless of their background or religion. Speaking at a White House Christmas reception, U.S. President Donald Trump also praised Al Ahmed, saying he had great respect for him. It's been a very, very brave person, actually, who went and attacked frontally one of the shooters and saved a lot of lives, Trump said. When leaders from across the political spectrum, from Australia's Prime Minister to the U.S. President, unite in praising a Syrian-born Muslim man for saving Jewish lives, it sends a powerful message to the world. The global recognition of Al Ahmed's heroism is unprecedented. Australian Prime Minister Albanese, NSW Premier Minns, U.S. President Trump. Leaders who rarely agree on anything have united in praising a Syrian-born Muslim fruit seller. This is the story that should define the Bondi Beach tragedy. Not hatred, but heroism. Not division, but humanity. Al Ahmed has become a symbol of what is possible when ordinary people refuse to be bystanders in the face of evil. The public response to Al Ahmed's heroism has been extraordinary. A GoFundMe page set up to support him and his family had raised more than 1.3 million Australian dollars as of the publication of this video, and the amount continues to grow. People from around the world are contributing, not just Australians, but supporters from every continent who recognize courage when they see it. The donations continue to pour in as news of his heroism spreads. His 2 young daughters will grow up knowing that the world honored their father's bravery with both words and actions. The donations reflect something beyond gratitude. They represent a global affirmation that Al Ahmed's values, protecting innocent life regardless of religion, are values worth celebrating and supporting. People who have never met Al Ahmed, who live thousands of miles from Sydney, are giving money to help his family. They are responding to something universal in his story, the idea that one person can make a difference, that courage matters, that humanity can triumph over hatred. The attack that Al Ahmed intervened in was devastating. At least 15 people, plus one of the alleged gunmen, were killed in the mass shooting during a Hanukkah celebration on Sunday evening, according to police. Dozens more were injured. Reports say more than 1,000 people had gathered at Bondi Beach to celebrate the Jewish Festival of Lights. The attack began in the early evening when 2 individuals opened fire on families gathered for the celebration, according to police statements. What was meant to be a joyful evening of faith and community became a scene of terror and tragedy. NSW police have described the incident as a terrorist attack. Police say 2 shooters were involved, a father and son aged 50 and 24. They have been identified by local media as Sajid Akram and son Naveed Akram. According to reports, the elder Akram died at the scene while his son remains in hospital in critical condition. The investigation continues into the attackers' motives and backgrounds. But regardless of what drove them to violence, they were stopped in part by a fruit seller who refused to let them continue killing. Al Ahmed paid a heavy price for his heroism. According to the BBC, he sustained gunshot wounds during his intervention. He has since undergone surgery and is awaiting further treatment for injuries to his shoulder and hand, his family told the BBC. He knew the risks when he charged the gunman. He knew he could die, but according to his cousin, he couldn't bear to see people dying. That instinct to protect others, even at the cost of one's own safety, is what separates heroes from bystanders. The family told the BBC that Al Ahmed is now in stable condition at St. George Hospital. His wounds are serious, but he is expected to recover. His father and family members have spoken of their pride and relief that he survived. The world is watching his recovery. The man who ran toward gunfire to save strangers is now being cared for by medical professionals who are working to save him. It is a fitting tribute that a community is coming together to support someone who gave so much to protect them. The most powerful aspect of Al Ahmed's story is what it represents. A Muslim man saving Jewish lives at a Hanukkah celebration, a Syrian immigrant becoming an Australian hero, a fruit seller demonstrating courage that trained professionals would admire. Those who seek to divide communities along religious lines, who portray Muslims and Jews as eternal enemies, have no answer for Ahmad El Ahmed. His actions speak louder than any ideology of hatred. He saw people in danger and he acted. Their religion did not matter, their humanity did. As his uncle told BBC Arabic from Syria, he made us proud. Our village, Syria, all Muslims and the entire world. Ahmad El Ahmed's heroism belongs to everyone who believes that human life is worth protecting, that courage can overcome fear, and that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. And he is recovering in hospital now, surrounded by the love of his family and the gratitude of a nation. His 2 daughters will grow up knowing their father is a hero, and the world will remember that when hatred struck Bondi Beach, a Muslim man named Ahmad El Ahmed stood up, charged forward, and saved lives. His father's words to BBC Arabic summarize his son's motivation simply. Ahmed was driven by his sentiment, conscience, and humanity. These are not political values. They are human values. They transcend borders, religions, and conflicts. And they remind us that even in our darkest moments, there are people like Ahmad El Ahmed who will run toward danger to protect the innocent.